We need to put context to what we're talking about. So let's place people in a position where they can be accountable to, you know, the work that they do and the processes that they're responsible for. And in order to do that, we have to take them, like, hold their hand through a course that teaches them, like, this is why these things are wrong. This is how to do better. This is how to be trauma informed. This is how to create culturally safe spaces. This is how to do research. Like, research is a big one for all Indigenous communities. There's, you know, something called collective knowledge. You can't buy it, you can't own it, you cannot do anything with it. It's the protocol is that you can't go in and have someone sign their life rights away for a story they're telling you. And this is very common practice in the film industry, for people to go in with a legal document and have people sign away. They don't know they're signing their life rights away to a story that is not ownable. It's, you know, oral history. So it's like changing those things. Hire an Indigenous intellectual property lawyer. Put it in your budget. Make sure you take this step, because if you don't take this step, this will violate the code. You know, so it's just, it really is like, I think it's a lot of work to help people understand, like, how dangerous it is for us. Like, dangerous in the sense that, like, we're not really in the sector enough we don't have a big enough voice in the screen sector to make a difference. And I think that's because the spaces are not safe. And I think it's true. I've seen it happen. I've been at myself in situations where, you know, you just think, oh, it's just the business. It's how it is. People are abusive and they talk to you like that. And, you know, there's bullies and whatever. And
I always feel a lot of hope when I talk to people who've been doing this for a long time and they just tell me how awful it is and how awful it's always been. I'm like, okay, why don't I just do that? It's like fun.
You know, but on the flip side, it's one of the only places really that, you know, when we talk about dismantling and reimagining, like, ways of doing things that are inclusive and healthy, it's one of the sectors that actually can really happen in. Like, it really can, because it's a place where a lot of creative people are, a lot of innovation happens, a lot of imagination happens, and those are the kinds of thinkers that you want on the front lines of, like, real big dismantling of narratives and, you know, systems. So aside from, you know, I don't know what other industries there are because I'm so focused on this one, but it's a good industry to reimagine within, you know, and I think we'll be able to do it, and everyone will take this course and it will be fine, it'll be perfect, and everyone will be happy.
Yeah, one question I wanted to ask you, because, like, we're seeing so much more, like, you're talking about Res Dogs and, like, all these, oh my God, amazing shows that are happening, and and, you know, the work that you're doing with the Shine Network, the work that Jesse Wente's doing, you know, like, so many folks doing this work. And do you think that this is a change that we're seeing to have more Indigenous stories and more representation? Is it, I guess, like, I'm a little scared, like, is this a trend? Are people gonna just, like, one day be like, we're, you know, no more funding, no more, like, nothing for those people?
I'd like to think that, like, 20-something years ago, when it was really, really hot to be a Native actor, that was a trend, because then it just disappeared and it just didn't emerge at all for a long, long time. But in that time, there was a lot of education and training happening. So now what's happening is people don't just want to be actors, they want to be writers, directors, producers, executives. You know, people are really ready to infiltrate. And I don't think I think even if it is a fad or a trend, that we could still walk away and create our own thing.
It seems like a lot of Indigenous people are doing that in journalism and film and in these different sectors. They're kind of like, we're just going to go create our own production house, our own, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a good question, and yeah, like,
I'm like, how many films do I need to get made before they stop wanting to get money, you know?
yeah, it's a good question. But I think, you know, it's never easy to do anything for anybody. I think you have to work hard, and especially if you're like an entrepreneur, you have to work even harder and, you know, find your ways of uplifting yourself, and community is a good way to do that. However it is that you know, build community and stay in touch with community to lift yourself out of the dark times. Because regardless of who you are, the business of trying to sell, you know, spending all of your life writing an idea and then having people tell you it sucks is a terrible business model. But so you know, you just become more innovative and create more, and there's so many more platforms now, and you just have so many more opportunities today than ever to be seen and to tell stories, right? Like, pretty certain TikTok is like the best place to tell stories right now.
Yeah, I'm like amazed that they're like creating and editing like films.
So your 1.5 minute movie is the perfect, like, TikTok is the perfect platform for that. And yeah, it's true. You don't need a specific length, and stories are valued on every platform.